Good morning everyone and welcome to Let's Shop Cake Live. I'm here finally back again for another session with some Halloween ideas or some autumn ideas. Let me just organise myself because as usual I've got to press all the magic buttons. There we go. So we are here on Let's Shop Cake Live. So what is this? My name's Tracy Mann from Tracy Mann Cakes and this is my cake shopping channel. So on here what I do is I come up with lots of different ideas for you to do at home and for you to make different things, and then we make them available for you to buy, so they are available on the website address that's shown below. So we do go live normally on Saturday mornings, not every Saturday morning but a few, so if you do want to join us at any point then just check the schedule, which is normally on Facebook or Instagram, and it will let you know when I'm next going to be live, because there's lots of things going on at the moment, so the lives are a bit sort of hit and miss, but you'll get the idea. I've been doing this for a while now, it's about 2 years now, so you'll soon work me out. So anyway, I'm here this morning, it's 10 o'clock and I'll be live until about 12 o'clock. We are live on Facebook, we are also live on YouTube. So if you want to watch it on the YouTube channel, we are at Tracy Mann Cakes. So if you have a problem with Facebook at all, nip over to YouTube and you'll find us on there. Feel free to comment, feel free to ask questions while I'm live. If you do want to buy anything, then do go to the website link that's at the bottom there. That will change when we start to talk about classes, and you'll see a different address coming up there as well, because we normally talk about my online school as well, and there is a lot going on at the moment, lots of new classes, so I will be able to talk those through for you shortly. So it's nice to be back. As I say, the sun has come out, so that's a definite indication it's Halloween, because it did this to me last time I did Halloween, so I'm sure everything will be fine. I am here on my own today, so I will be running around doing lots of things to make all this work and look absolutely lovely, but we're going to crack on very quickly and start talking about the cake school. So let me put the cake school up. I've got so many different attachments up here now because I've been doing lives in other places, so it's getting very complicated. So let me find the cake school one. There it is. Right, let's take that one down for a minute and let's have a look at Christmas. We're going to start with Christmas, why not? So I've already mentioned this one on Let's Shop before. So this is my brand new beginners cake painting class. So this has just come out. It is actually available now, as is the kit that goes with it. So there is another kit that you can buy that will help you to paint the whole thing. So that does include paintbrushes, it includes your metal paint palette, all the colours that you need for that particular project. It's included in all of that. You will find that box is available now. I was going to show you a picture of it actually. Have I got a picture of the box? No, I've got a picture of the certificate you can get. How about that? So if you want to have a go at painting all four of these images, and they are for beginners, so if you've never done cocoa butter painting before, they are suitable for people who are just starting out, want to have a go at it, then you are able to get the certificate for this particular course. If you paint all four, you have to paint all four, and then when you've done all four you can send them to me. Either you can email me or you can tag me on Facebook or something, Instagram, I don't mind, and then we will send you a certificate to say that you've completed it. So it's quite a nice little project to get going. It is our challenge for this year, or for this last part of the year on the cake school. So if you want to have a little go at doing that, then you're very welcome to sign up for it. We've got a couple of ways you can get it. So you can either buy it, so you can buy it outright, she says, get teeth in, for £30, which means you get to keep it, or you can sign up as a monthly member. Now this one is included in gold membership, silver membership and bronze membership, because it is a beginner's class, so it is available across all of the cake painting classes. So if you are a gold member, which means you've currently got access to everything, you will of course already have access to this. Likewise the silver painters as well, so the silver lot have access to all the cake painting, and then the beginners will have access, because again it's a beginner's one. So there are we. Let me put it back up here. Here I am. My glasses are steaming up. It's quite hot in here. I'm going to go. Let's have a look at this again. It's much better than me falling apart currently, because it is very, very warm in here. In fact, I'm even contemplating opening the door. So yes, this is now going. This is started already. It's got between now and Christmas to do this challenge. So you can get organised for Christmas. That would be nice, wouldn't it? It's not very often you get an opportunity to get organised for Christmas. So there you go. You've got an opportunity to do that. Let me come back on again now, and I've pulled myself together. It gets very hot in here, not to mention the fact I'm probably getting very hot as well. So there we go. So that's the beginners cake painting class that we did talk about when I was live a couple of weeks ago. It is now available, because it wasn't available then. It is now available, and you're very welcome to join it at any time. If you want to start painting for Christmas, you can do that now. You can do your plaques ready to go on top of your cakes. Obviously, if you're making a traditional fruit cake, then you can marzipan it, cover it, and then paint it between now and Christmas, and it will be absolutely fine for Christmas. In fact, it's one of those things for Christmas you can actually do in advance, which is quite nice, because there's quite a lot of pressure at Christmas to get everything done, isn't there? So this is one of these things that you can actually do in advance, so that's very nice. So always at Christmas, we always release more cake painting projects. That's normally what we do at Christmas. We do have other projects for Christmas as well. I'm just going to mention those before I move on to the other Christmas ones that we've got this year. So I don't want to talk too much about Christmas, but I'm going to. This is our candle cupcake wreath class. So this one was released last year. It is still available. It's a really nice class to do. We actually do have the wreath kits available if you want to have a go at this one. So we have the candles and we have the ring, which is available as a kit. So if you want to buy that and have a go at this year, perhaps doing a table centerpiece, we have a class for that as well. So again, it's part of Cupcake Bouquets. So if you want to sign up for that one, again, you can buy it outright, or you can join as a monthly member, and it would be gold membership to get access to this class. But this is a really nice class. Lots of people did it last year, and it's quite sort of novel to have an edible centerpiece. I think it's something quite different that you can have on your table on Christmas Day. You know, put it on there and eat your dinner, and then go help yourself to cupcakes. You haven't even got to move, have you? You can have a drink and stay where you are. It's all there for you. So that one is available now. So if you do want to have a go at doing that class, again, it is on membership, but it's only on gold membership, or you can purchase the class outright and keep it yourself, and you could do it year after year then, can't you? You can do it every year for the next however many years you want to do it for, and then we will do lots of different bits of let's come back on screen again. Here I am. We can do lots of different versions of it, can't we, over the years? So the next cake painting class, well, actually, I'm not sure it's the next one, but it's coming out on the 17th of November. So this is coming out soon after Cake International. So I will be going to Cake International, which is the first week of November. So I will be there from Thursday to Sunday. We have a build-up day, which is the Thursday. Then it's open to the public from Friday. And I will be there all weekend doing beginners have-a-go sessions with cake painting as well. So you will be able to, if you've not had a go before, you've never met me, you've never picked up a paintbrush, all of those things, and you're attending Cake International, you will be able to come over and I will put a paintbrush in your hand and you will have a go, and until you like it, no, until you've had a go and you can see how easy it is to do. So we will be having some have a go sessions at Cake International as well. We haven't listed those yet online. They won't be pre-bookable. They will be turn up, sit down, have a go, and then you can keep your little disc that you can make and take it with you. I've also got a free beginners cake painting live coming up on the 24th, 25th of October that week, Tuesday of that week. And that's live on my other channel, which is at Tracy Mann Cakes, and that will be a live cake paint. So that again will be talking you through all the things that we're going to have a look at with cake painting, things that you need to think about, because not everyone can get to Cake International, not everyone can get near to where I live, so being online is actually quite handy. And as I said to, went to the British Sugar Craft Guild a couple of weeks ago, as I said to them then, the best way to learn cake painting is to actually have a screen in front of you, because it is so much easier than it is to actually be sitting in a class where you might be down one end and you're up the other end. And I'm always happy to feedback, so you don't need to sort of think you're on your own. You can always email me with your paintings and I'll have a look for you and see how you're getting on as well. So let's have a look at the train. So this is one of the new ones for 2023. As I say, we release new ones every year. They're now out. So this is the first, well, one of them anyway. This is the train. So I'm going to start turning it. Actually, I'll take it a little bit closer. I was going to put it on that screen, but I don't think you can see it on that one. So we'll do it on this one. So this is the Christmas train I have designed this year. There he is. There's Father Christmas. And then in the back there's a snowman and a Christmas tree on there, and we put a nice little train track down there as well for him to sit on. So that is one of my Christmas projects this year. Now there is no cutters for this. There is templates. This is not patchwork cutters or anything like that. These are templates that are supplied with this particular course. So this is the Christmas train. If you've already done the beginners classes, you will be fine with this. So if you've done the Christmas beginners classes or any beginners classes or have done cake painting with me before, you will find this easy enough to do. So no worries about this. This one comes out just after Cake International. So Cake International is on the first week. This comes out on about the 17th of November, this one. So not quite. They are sort of staggered as they come out this year. So they're all coming out in slightly different orders. So I'm going to show you a couple of them this morning and then show you the others another time, but they are on their way. So that's the train. There we go. So you can paint it whatever colours you like. Obviously I've gone very traditional colours. So we've gone red, and we've gone green, and we've gone gold. So looks like do you know what? When you hold things up on this camera, it goes backwards to it's completely backwards, mirror image to me, and it's really distracting. Anyway, there it is. So that's the train cake. There we go. It's just got an acrylic topper on the top. It just says Merry Christmas. Nothing too complicated. We don't make that bit or paint that bit, you'll be pleased to hear. So it's just this bit here we need to worry about. And I'm going to show you how to sort of put all this on here as well. We do the snow and we do the tracks and everything. So it's a full project, this one. Lots of glitter, obviously, which I can feel I'm picking up now already. So again, this one is available now, or will be available on the 17th of November, but you can pre-order it. And it will be available on gold membership, and it will be available on silver membership as well. So if you're a gold or silver member, this will automatically appear in your account on the 17th of November. I will have it with me at Cake International, so if you do want to have a little bit of an up close look at it, you will be able to do that then, so you're very welcome to have a go at that. You can do it flat. Someone's just said about it not being tall. If you want to do this flat, the measurement across here, so if you've got a cake that measures, let me tell you, you're going to need probably an 11-inch square cake to do it. If you want to do an 11-inch square fruit cake or something like that, all round, you'll be able to get your probably square, you'll get your train across that. So this is the only one this year that I've done on a tall cake, because exactly what that person's just said, most people make their fruit cakes round and short, and so the other ones that I've done are very much about sort of more of a traditional style cake. So this is the most modern one of all of them. The next one I've done, I'm going to show you one more, because obviously if you can imagine, you can do the, let's get this round the right way, yeah. The camera looks like it's backwards down here. So if you can imagine, you can do these ones. Let's go back to these ones. You can do these ones on any cakes. These are set up for 6 to 8 inch cakes. If you do a 10-inch cake, you just have to do a bit of piping around the outside edge just to kind of fill your gaps in, or you make the images a little bit bigger. You can always do that. You can size them up and down if that works for you. But they are the ones that we're doing for the smaller cakes. So we have got another one which we're going to do now. This is entirely somebody's fault who mentioned the word scenery to me and she knows who she is, one of my gold members, and ever since then that's what they've had this year. Loads and loads of scenery on quite a serious scale. And they've got more next year as well. They don't even know it's coming yet, but they have. They've got more scenery to come next year. So we're going to do a Christmas scene. So we're going to do something that looks like a Christmas card. So that's what we've got this year. I'm just going to take that down for a second so you can see that. So this is a very traditional 1970s, maybe even 1960s Christmas scene from a Christmas card that I found that I thought was just so lovely. And that's what we've done for one of the projects this year. So this is kind of looking through a lovely archway towards a church, a few little birds down the bottom there, some snow. It's very white, it's done on a white cake, and I did it on an 8-inch square cake. So if anybody is doing an 8-inch square cake, 8-inch round, it will fit very nicely onto that. Anything smaller might be a little bit tough, but it's a good size for doing a fruit cake, I think. So if you are doing a Christmas cake, I think this one works really well, and give yourself a little bit of time to do it as well. So it's just a very traditional Christmas scene. It's meant to be very sort of, isn't that lovely? It's a very Christmas card, I think, really. Not that many people send Christmas cards anymore, but this sort of resonates with me, particularly from the sort of 1970s. I remember seeing cards very much like this. It's very sweet. It teaches you about distance painting. It teaches you about shading, obviously. It's going to show you how to do the little birds, how to do the archway. It's just really sweet. It's a really nice one to do. And I hope that, again, it's something you can do in advance. So it's something you don't have to leave till the last minute. It's something you can do way ahead of Christmas. You can enjoy it then as well. There's nothing worse than trying to do everything at the last minute, is there? But it's just a very traditional scene. So that's 2023's Christmas scene. I've called it winter scene, in fairness, because actually, if you look at it, there's not actually loads of it that screams Christmas. It's just a nice snowy scene. And I felt that actually if I did it like that, then it could be used outside of Christmas as well. So it's not just limited to Christmas. This one is coming out on the 10th of November. So this is a pre-order. Again, it will be part of gold and silver membership. So if you're in any of those two brackets, you will get this course. Likewise, again, you can buy the class. So if you do want to go online and buy it, again, on the 10th of November, it will appear in your account. So we will be taking this to Cake International for everybody to have a look at as well. So it's quite nice to actually see them, isn't it, in person, rather than me showing you them on camera. They are lovely on camera, but they're even more lovely when you see them in real life. So a little bit of glitter on there as well around the base, just to give it sort of that snowy effect, or a little bit of snowstorm, a little bit of Wonder Dust snowstorm is very nice. That always adds a nice shimmer to the snow. So that's one of the new cake projects that we've got for Christmas. So we're ranking up quite nicely now with all our different projects. I know I've talked solidly about Christmas, but we are going to do some Halloween in a minute. But I just wanted to introduce you these new projects. Let me move this down here a bit. I'll pop that up there. Move you there. There we go. So I don't knock everything over. So those are 2 or 3 rather, because we've had the beginners. There's 4 projects in that beginners one, and then we've obviously got the tall one, and then we've got the square one. There will be one more to come out as well, and that one is ready, but we will release that one shortly, and you'll be able to then see what that is. Very exciting, isn't it? Gone slightly more traditional. We've got one. So we've obviously got the cutesy ones. We've got the sort of slightly. Yeah, the train's quite cutesy as well, and then 2 more traditional ones. So we've got a bit something for everyone this year. That's what we need to think about, isn't it? Something for everyone. So that's what we've got lined up for Christmas. So if you've missed all that, I will recap at the end. And again, if you've just joined the live, you can always go back and watch it. So don't feel like you've missed out, because you will be able to go back and watch it as well. Let me put this back up again. No, that's my school. Yeah, that's all right. It's got to keep up with where everything is. So what have we got coming up imminently? Because that's the most important thing. So we've got all these coming up in November, but imminently we have got a new cupcake bouquet coming out. So this is the new cupcake bouquet that's coming out on, she says, checking her notes, 21st of October. So 2 weeks' time, we have got this one coming out. This is a baby shower 30 cupcake bouquet. Now, we've not had a 30 on the school before, so this is a great opportunity to learn how to do a 30 bouquet, because then you can expand the other ones that are already on the school as well. So if you've already joined my school, and you would need to join on gold membership to get access to this, or you can obviously pay to buy the class outright. You can convert any of the projects I've done already with cupcake bouquets into a 30. So by just following exactly what I've done with this. But this is a baby shower one. So this is actually one I did for a customer, so I filmed it. And it's got loads of little baby things on it. It's very sweet. And obviously you can do whatever colours you like. So you can go generic if you fancy sort of creams and greens and those kinds of colours. If you want to go full pink, you can go pink, or whatever colours you like these days. People seem to have whatever they want, don't they? So it's entirely up to you, but that's the colour that it's been filmed in. So it's been filmed in this lovely shades of blue. Think about blue as well. Blue is one of those colours that is actually really popular in cupcake bouquets. I've done loads of cupcake bouquets in blue. You wouldn't imagine you would, but we have. So it's something else to think about as well in terms of like different colour schemes and that. But that is a new class coming out on the 21st of October, and it's a 30 cupcake bouquet. So I show you how to build it, how to wrap it, how to ice it, how to work out your designs, all sorts of different things that you need to do in order to be able to do this bouquet. So that's £45 to buy, or again you can join gold membership, which is £12.50 a month, and you'll have access to it then. With membership you can come and go as you please. So if you want to join the membership, if you buy a year's worth, then you're committed to a year. But if you want to buy monthly membership, then you can come and go as you please. So you can stay with me for a couple of months, you can come back and you can leave and you can come back again. I don't mind, it's entirely up to you. It's completely your call. So is this Colour Splash Navy? That's a top secret for that class. I can't tell you that because it's in the class, but you will see what it is when you have a look at it. But that's part of the course material, so I can't give you that away, unfortunately. I'd love to, but I'm not going to, so I can't tell you on this occasion. Right, okay, so that's all about the cake school. So we've got loads and loads going on. Oh no, we're still on the cake school at the moment, so I was looking for the button there. So we've got the beginners class, which will be at Cake International, which is only about 3 weeks away now. And then we're starting to bring out the winter ones as well, so all the winter cake paint. So there's loads and loads to get involved. There's challenges, there's kits, there's certificates, there's all sorts of things. So this is a great time. Yes, we've got very warm weather today. Is it going to last? No. Is it going to be long dark evenings shortly? Yes. So if you want to start cake painting with me, then this is a great time of year to start. We always get lots of people join this time of year because it is one of those things. Oh, I start knitting and crocheting and painting and doing all sorts of things in the evenings when it starts to get dark. So this is a great time if you've not ever had a go at doing anything like cake painting before to get involved, because it is such a nice thing to do. It's very relaxing, and this year at Cake we will be focusing on our cake painting, so we will be very much talking about how to do our cake painting and get involved, so because it's such a nice thing to do. Right, okay, so we're going to have a look at Halloween now. So we have talked about Halloween over the last, I did a Halloween live 2 weeks ago, so if you've missed that, because it was very warm again, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Anyway, we have done another Halloween live, and it was extremely warm that day. It's fairly warm today, not quite as bad as it was when I did it last, but if you want to start doing the ones that I showed on the last live, you'll need to go back and look at those. I have recorded 3 TikTok videos this week, and they are about what I'm about to do today. So everything I'm about to do today, you will see very short videos coming out over the next couple of weeks that are literally about a minute long, and they show you how to do what I'm about to do but at very high speed. So in other words, under a minute. We would all love to be able to decorate in under a minute, but that's not possible. So I have filmed them. They're all speeded up, so they act as quite a good reference, because obviously with Halloween over the years, we have done lots of different things, including our lovely potion bottles, which are available again. These have already been selling. We have sold loads of potion bottles. We've also got a poison bottle this year, actually. So we added 2 bottles this year with a poison one. Of course we did, something a bit different, and I did go through and I did paint that last time I was here. I'm just finding it now so you can have a little look at it. There we go, there's the poison bottle. So that's one of the new ones from this year, and I went through how to do that on the last edition of Let's Shop. I'm going to show you this time a new cutter, and I'm going to repurpose one of our older ones here because somebody's asked me to do something, which of course I will, because I'm always nice and flexible and happy to do whatever anybody else wants me to do. I'm just going to grab a bowl from the other side of the room. So if you have any particular ideas that you want me to try and investigate and do for you, I will. This is where this particular idea has come from today. Somebody's asked me to do it, which of course I am happy to do, no problem at all. And we'll have a look shortly at that. So I'm just rescuing my black icing, which of course I'm going to end up covered in shortly, because that's the way it rolls, isn't it? Whenever you touch anything connected with food gels, it just goes everywhere. Why, I don't know. I think they might be worse than the pastes, actually. I always used to get covered in the paste, but now I think actually the gels might be equally as bad. Miss Kelly has been around this week as well, and she has made some really nice little ghost characters, which we put up on Let's Shop earlier the week. So our lovely little ghost cookie cutters. Kelly has been busy painting various different versions of them, which you saw online. I will put them up. I think they're actually on Let's Shop at the moment, aren't they? I've got a feeling they are. If they're not, they're on my Instagram. So lovely little ghosts as well. These are the ones I did. Kelly did some cute ones holding pumpkins and things, which were very sweet. So this one here, come the spring, is going to go up this way and will become a flower. You can see it already, can't you? It's going to be a very nice flower if we turn it up there, and we're going to have little flowers as well. So this is the first part of this use of this particular cutter. So this is going to be the ghost, so hopefully that should work out okay. All right, so I said last time I was here we were looking at a haunted house, but we're going to start off with another one that we're going to repurpose first, and that is the snow globe. So somebody contacted me and said, I want to make Halloween snow globes this year, and I said, yeah, all right then, that's fine. I will make you some middles so you can see what to do. So that's what I've done basically. I have made some middles to go in these snow globes. And we're going to use them as well in other things throughout across Let's Shop. So you're going to be able to see the sheets that I've made, but I'm going to use them in lots of different ways. So we're going to use them on snow globes, but we're also going to use them on cupcakes and various things as well. So if you kind of stay tuned, you'll see it all. If not, watch it back, or if not, look out for the pictures, but you might sort of see the pictures and not sort of see the context of it. So I had my scissors here 5 seconds ago, and of course they're now missing, which is very unhelpful. I put them there before I went live. I may have to look for those in a second. So we're going to have a look at the sheets now. So what I'll do is I'll put those down here. It's just typical, isn't it? I put those scissors there. I thought, you know what, the one thing I can never find on a live is a pair of scissors. So I'll put them there. So I deliberately didn't lose them, and I can't see them, never mind. Right, let's have a look at what we're going to do. Okay, so this is a sheet I've obviously been chopping away at. So this is little tiny discs. Let me tell you how big they are. That would help, wouldn't it? So they are, let's do it in centimetres. They are 3 centimetres, so they're not very big. They're really quite small. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using these in 3 different ways, or 2 different ways. So we're going to use them on cupcakes. We're also going to use them, or I can show you how to use them on, or suggest you use them on a mini snow globe. And also we're going to use them to help decorate our haunted house as well. So lots and lots of different ways that we're going to be able to use these particular these particular cutters, which would be very nice, I'm sure. I'm still looking for my scissors. They're not jumping out at me. Somebody's hidden them. And that somebody will be me, of course, because there is nobody else here but me at the moment. So I'm the only person to blame here. And this will be where I'll be calling Kelly in a minute and telling her to come and help me, because she's down at home. I'll put those scissors out. I don't know what I've done with them, but that's fine. We will find them. And then we've got some larger ones as well. So let me bring those on as well. Again, you'll see this was a full sheet. So these images here are the bigger versions. So you can see the bigger versions here. So the mini versions, let me bring these in, are these ones, and these are the bigger versions. So you can see them a bit more clearly there. So we've got a Happy Halloween, and we have got some ghosts, or a ghost sat on a pumpkin, and then there is, I think there's a spider, actually. It's a spider sat over a trick or treat, and some candles as well. So we've got some different images before. Now, we've never had images for Halloween like this. We've done this at Christmas, and obviously our famous Christmas jumpers are massive, because we've done lots of Christmas jumpers in the past. And Christmas jumpers this year, we've got brand new ones coming out. So we've got new Christmas jumper designs this year. They're not out yet, so don't go looking for them, because they're not there yet. But they will be there next week when we get round to... Oh, found my scissors. Panic over. Found the scissors. I was thinking, how am I going to do this live with? I can't find my scissors. I obviously moved them to open a box, which of course is just exactly what I thought I would be doing prior to a live. It's a really good plan of mine, wasn't it? Yes, and the royal icing's there. So there's lots of notes going on here. When you haven't done a live for a while, I'm thinking, what have I done with half this stuff? And there's me. I thought I was being super organised this morning. Clearly not. So going the other way now. Right, here we go. Right, I can relax now, because I've actually found it. Because there was a little bit of a panic going on there. Should we do the snow globe? We will have a look now at the snow globe. So we have 2 sizes of snow globe. We have a large and a small. The large, if it's is a lovely big kind of one that you can do as a cookie, which we'll show you. And then there's a mini one that fits on top of cupcakes, and we did do that. We touched on that last year on Let's Shop, because we did a lot of mini everything last year to fit on top of these cupcakes. So these are about Halloween snow globes. Right, now we can do it, because I am organised. So let's see how we go. So we'll start with a large snow globe. There we go. So all you would do, so these are printed on these edible sheets. that peel off like this. So we've had lots of conversations about these before. So these are not cupcake size. They are too big for cupcakes, just in case anybody's thinking, oh, I'll just use that as a cupcake. They are too big. So you won't be doing that. So what we'll do is we'll do this one this time because I did the other one before. So I'll take that one off. And I've used my sprinkles as well. Now, I'm just going to say to you about these sheets. So obviously, every time of year, this time of year, they get a little bit soft, a little bit more tricky to remove off the sheets. They do exactly the same thing every year. All I'm going to say to you is if they become difficult to get off the sheets, if you just pop them in the freezer for literally about 30 seconds, you will be able to get them off the sheet. So don't pick at them. If you start picking at them, they'll break down. So you just need to pop them in the freezer. Literally, if you find, well, literally 30 seconds, depending obviously how cold your freezer is, and then you will be able to get the backing sheet off with no problem at all. The other way of doing it is to put them in the oven, but I'm always a bit more wary of that one, but you can put them in the oven. And if you put them in the oven, you only need to put them in very, very low. So don't go mad and put them in really high or anything. Very, very low, and only for literally a few minutes or so. Again, not very long. Don't microwave them or do anything like that, will you? So this is our snow globe. It does have an inner cutter, which I've got the metal one this morning, but it is a little round plastic one. So again, this is from last year, and I've done loads of videos on snow globes over the years, so you will all recognise this particular one. So there it is, that's what it looks like. And we're going to start off with some royal icing, and we're going to dye that black. I'm going to just take I made up some lovely royal icing this week. I love the new batch of royal icing, best thing ever, I think. So I'm going to just stick in some. Now I'm not going to flood these with icing like royal icing cookies. I'm just literally going to use sugar paste, one because it's quicker and it's more easier for me to dem it for you with a little bit of sugar paste. And you don't have to make the sugar paste too thick. So this is royal icing with some black food colouring in it, which of course I happen to be wearing a little bit of it now because it goes absolutely everywhere without fail, just in case anybody's thinking that, you know, suddenly I've decided not to wash my hands. It's actually just the royal icing. So there we go. So this is standard royal icing, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a mess. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to just take a little bit of kitchen roll just to try and protect my work surface here a little bit. Put that there for a second. Try and take some of this black off my hands because my hands have now gone completely black. There we go. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm literally just going to put some icing, not too thick. We're going to just do, I've got to think about this because I've done this before and it's gone a bit funny when I've gone wrong. I've got to think about what I'm doing, especially with snow globes. I don't know why, sometimes I paint the wrong bits. Okay, that's right so far. So I've got my snow globe bit here in the middle, so I'm just going to pop that on there, so that can just sit on there like so. I'm going to finish painting that bit in a minute. So what I want to do is I want to do this bit before I put it onto this bit, because it's oh no, I can do that. No, I'll tell you what, I'll do it that way. I will. I'll do it the way I planned. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the icing here, just so it goes out to the edge here. So I've done black because you'll see why in a minute, because it's going to make more sense. Might have done it differently in the TikTok video, but hey ho, let's keep you on your toes, won't it? Hey. So I'll make this a little bit thicker because we want that to obviously stick to that. And then we're going to take that bit and we're going to pop that over the top, so you're not going to see any of that. Actually, no, we're not. Before we do that, we're going to do something else before we do that. Let me just put a tiny bit of water in this, and I mean tiny, tiny. Just so it's a little bit softer, but not too much softer. Like a dribble. There you go. Right. It's all round the right way in the TikTok video, maybe not on here. Just a little bit more. Like that. Then what I did is I took hold of a paintbrush, find one that's got some go in it, one I'm going to like, not that I'm fussy about paintbrushes. Okay, so we're going to grab this and we're just going to take that icing around the inside edge of this snow globe. And the reason we're doing that is because we don't want to see a white or a biscuit coloured snow globe. So I just painted the inside edge with a bit of royal icing. It gets messy, but it's all right. Before I then put it on top of the snow globe. So just run it round the outside edge up to the top. Just painting it really. I just can't really describe it as anything else. And it is royal icing, it's not cocoa butter at this point, okay? Just don't get confused. Just going to make sure it's off the back there a bit so it doesn't. Okay, and now we put the two together. So now are we on screen? Yep, so that will then go on top of there, like so. Let's get rid of that. Once you've done it and stick it, you've got to actually leave it together, otherwise when you start moving it around it starts falling apart. That's the only other thing with this, is make sure, I'm going to just put a bit more down this side, you've got enough icing on here to hold it all in place. So I'm just going to go round a little bit more. There we go, that's better. When I put it down I could feel it moving, that's not what I want. Right, so we'll put that there to one side, put that over there, and then we'll get our sugar paste, which I think is behind me. Yep. So I've got a little bit of black sugar paste here. So I mean you can paint the whole thing if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use sugar paste, and there's my icing thing. A little bit of icing sugar down. I'll give that a bit of a knead. Get that going. So this is the large snow globe. So the printouts that are online are for the large one. So you'll see them and you'll think, right, what's that for? They are for the large snow globes. If you want to make any snow globe, Halloween snow globes, that's what these images are for. Of course, you could always stick them on a big cake if you particularly wanted to. Perhaps you fancy doing that. You could do that. Right, let's put a bit more down to make sure it's not going to stick. Take hold of our cutter and we'll press down. Give it a wiggle. Make sure it's cut through, like so. I'm going to take that off. Now you've normally got a little plastic one at this point. They're being reprinted at the moment, so I'm using the exact same equivalent, but a metal one. So we'll pop that, whoops. Make sure I've lined that up right. You've probably got a better view than me. Okay, we'll press down, give that a wiggle, take that out. Right, so let's go back to the black icing. I'm going to put a little bit more water in there actually, because I think I need it to be a little bit more sticky than it is currently. That's better. That's much better. Except I hate that brush, so let me just move that brush out of the way. That's what I was looking for. I found the brush I want. Right, okay, let's bring this back in again. We'll grab a little bit of icing. So this is much, a little bit stickier than before because I've just added some water to it. Make sure this sticks on in all cases. Go. Right, I'm going to pick this up carefully and we'll start at the bottom and we'll take it up around the top there. Right, then once we've done that, we will get hold of the plastic side scraper and we'll just go across the bottom there and just make some marks so you can see the bottom of the snow globe there, like that. Obviously it's a Halloween snow globe, so we definitely don't want any sort of white snow in there, so we're going to be using these, which are the 4mm black sprinkles. So these are what they look like, they're very small. And we'll just take our paintbrush. And we have to be a bit careful at this point because you might need them to sort of stick a little bit. I'm trying to do this when it's obviously live, so I want to keep going. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around the bottom here, or royal icing I should say, just round the base, because I want the balls to be at the bottom. And then I'm going to just take these, I'm going to let them run everywhere, and then I'm going to tip them back towards where I need them to sit. There you go, and then they sit usually without, you might lose a few here and there, but generally that's pretty good going. Let's move my sugar paste down a little bit. There we go. Right, well, not too bad for me in terms of mess. Can you see what I've done there? So you can see those along the bottom. They're probably quite dark. If I hold them up a little bit further, you'll see those in there. So just take your finger, just press them down. Add a bit more glue if necessary. Or once you've done them and you're happy with what you've got, and just take them and tip out the excess. So you've got kind of nothing left. Right, so that's that bit. Let's just do a little mini sprinkle clear up, because otherwise these will be running everywhere. Sort of literally guaranteed. Oh, they're still running everywhere. Okay, we've got them all. Right, okay, there you go. So we've got that so far, and then what we can do is we can then decorate the outside of the snow globe. I've used this one here, which is our cauldron mix. So there we go. This is our cauldron mix that we've got for this year. So we've got 3 different sprinkles this year. We've got cauldron, we've got a potion mix, which is the greens and whites, and then we've got this one, which is magic spell, I think I've called this one, which is stars and little blue dots. Now I'm going to use all 3 of them today. I'm going to use them on different things, so you'll see them all being used. But we'll start with the cauldron mix, and then what we'll do is I've actually got, she says hopefully this works, I can find, the joy of nozzles is if you leave them unattended they tend to block, which of course this one has. There we go, it's working again now. So if I then just take a little bag of royal icing, I think I've got piping nozzle 2 here or something, and then I can just literally just pipe some dots on my snow globe, my Halloween snow globe. Let's get it right here and just go across like so. Because the sugar paste is soft, when I press down they will nicely embed into the sugar paste, but of course you do need to anchor them in with a little bit of royal icing. I like to tip my sprinkles out. I don't think there's anything worse than trying to sort of get your fingers in there to try and get them out, even though I can't hold on to them anyway. And then I'm just going to try and spread them out according to colour, but again it depends what I pick up. But press them in so they're nicely embedded. You could, if you wanted to do a crystal ball as well. So if you're looking at this and going, what else can I do with this? For Halloween, you could turn this into a crystal ball. It's quite a nice sort of shape for that. So there's another option there with this particular cookie cutter. If you could think, oh, I might fancy doing that, then you could make crystal balls, couldn't you? Or for more fun with snow globes, you can always just print pictures of people you know and put those in there. Kelly would quite like that. Okay, so just... And then what I did then, there are some little orange strands in the bottom of the cauldron mix. Now they are a little bit more tricky to pick up, but they do work really well with this because they kind of brighten it up, even though obviously it's dark because it's Halloween. Let me just empty this out so I can get to them. There they are. So some little orange strands in here as well, which always go to the bottom without fail, but you can get them. And then if you just take those, they brighten the whole thing up. They pick up the candles inside. So it's probably easier for me to take them out of the pot because they're still at the bottom. But I quite like this sort of playing around with this. So if you're doing this with sort of kids or something, decorate a nice Halloween activity, you can make really nice snow globes using some of the sprinkle mixes and some of the cookie cutters that we've used at Christmas. So if you've already got this one, and again this works with the small one as well, because we've got the small images and the large images, so you've got two different options there. So you can make big ones or you can make small ones, up to you. Put another one in there. But they're quite fun because they're a little bit different, and I like different. I don't like things to be the same every year. Most of you have tuned in over the years will see that I like to repurpose things as much as I can, but I like things to be different as well. Don't like to do perhaps what you would expect to find at Halloween. But there we go. So that then makes, and I'll just tip that away so I don't knock those over. There we go. If I lift that up, and then you'll be able to see there's a snow globe. Halloween style, should I say, a Halloween style cookie, not a traditional one, but Halloween snow globe. You could put lots of little sort of more of these sort of 4mm little balls up the top there as well if you wanted to spread them around, but I've just kept mine at the bottom to kind of look like they've sort of sunk to the bottom. But I've also done a ghost one, which I did earlier, so I'm going to show you an alternative one as well from the same sheet. There you go, so you can see two of them together now. So there's three different designs on that sheet. One says Happy Halloween, there's a ghost and a pumpkin, and obviously then there is the spider, the candles and the gravestone with Trick or Treat written on it. So they're two sort of different designs that you can use for snow globes. So those are the two different ones that I've made today from the snow globe cookie cutter large. If you want to do a small version of it, the smaller discs that I'm going to use for the cupcakes will fit the small snow globes as well. So if you are thinking, well, actually I wouldn't mind having a go at doing a small one, then the little ones here are, where's my little one gone? Did have a small one out earlier. No, okay. So there are some small snow globes as well, which will fit in this, and you would do it in exactly the same way as what I've just done there. So you would just cut out your middle, stick it to the back of the snow globe, cut out your sugar paste, stick it on, and then just use all the sprinkles accordingly. And you can then make mini ones to go on cakes, which would be very nice as well. So little tiny snow globes as well. So the snow globe kits, there is a large and a small. These sheets are being sold separately, so you will see them as listed as 30 minis, or I think it's, I can't remember how many big ones it is, 8 big ones I think for the other ones, because the big ones are obviously quite sizably bigger than these ones. There's the Happy Halloween one, you can see that there just in the corner there. Right, so this is 6 centimetres, oh no, it's more than that, 6.5 centimetres these discs are, so they are too big for cupcakes, but I have a solution for Halloween cupcakes, which I will go through shortly, and then you'll be able to see what sort of ideas I've got coming up for that as well. But there we go, oh, there's my little snow globe, I knew it would be here somewhere. So that's the mini snow globe, a lot of you will remember that from last year, and again, you just put your mini disc on there, cut it all out exactly the same way as I've just done there, stick it together, and that fits on top of a cupcake. So you can see the difference in size. So this is obviously suitable for just having as a cookie, a bit of fun, and then this one would sit on top of a cupcake because it is really quite small. So all these are available on the website. There are links going up left, right and centre, which can either be Nikki or Kelly, one or the other. I can't actually tell because it doesn't tell me. It's very unhelpful, but thank you for whoever's doing that for me. It's very helpful. So you will see lots of links going up for these bits and pieces that are on there now. Halloween is about 3 or 4 weeks away, so we will revert to Christmas before we get to Halloween, and it's half term as well, so just bear that in mind. So if you want to do any of these type of things for Halloween, then you will obviously get your bits and pieces in now before time slips away and then suddenly it's here, isn't it? Right, let me have a little mini clear up because we're going to have a look at the Haunted House cookie cutter next. Now we've got 2 different sizes for the Haunted House, like we've got with the snow globes. We've got a large and a mini. We've got exactly the same. We've got a large and a mini Haunted House. So that is what we're going to have a look at next. Now I did show you the mini one when I was on last time, and again yesterday I was busy filming how to do this one at very high speed. So there will be a reminder video coming out later on in the week. You'll see lots of TikToks coming out. I know I talk about TikTok, but it's excellent for me because it means I can show you lots of things very, very quickly. Axe is a good reminder because sometimes you buy things and then sometimes you think, oh, I can't remember how she did that, and then you will start going all through every edition of Let's Shop trying to find it. So I am trying very hard to show you what to do very quickly. It's Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. I think Kelly is meant to be there somewhere, but she's probably still asleep. No, my Kelly. Nothing would surprise me. Right, I'm just going to wash my hands quickly so I see if we can actually recover them and get them back to what would be a normal colour. So, let's come back on screen for a second. I'm still definitely here. So those are the snow globes, which are very sweet, aren't they? And I'm going to move those out of the way. Put those over there. We're going to have a look at the haunted house next. So with the haunted house, we've got large and small. Large being large, mini being mini for a cupcake. I do like the idea of cookies on cupcakes, you know. I think I've hidden it well. So for this particular project, you're going to need, so this is the large and the small. They are available to buy separately. You don't have to buy them together. So they are available separately if you want to. We're going to do the big one because it's easier for me to show you the larger one. But I've also got the small one finished as well. So you'll be able to see the two of them side by side, be able to work out what you like. So just going to light up my cocoa butter because I just need a little bit just to do a small amount of painting, so nothing too drastic. So I'm just going to bring my chrome food warmer over here. So I've got a new candle today, lucky me. So let's put that on there. Get that lit, there we go. Put my metal paint palette on top of there. I had to go and get myself a new thing of cocoa butter this morning because I've obviously gone through a bag, which is quite not unsurprising as I've been painting Christmas. So I've gone through a bit more than I would normally go through. This is cocoa butter. If you've not seen it before, we sell little packets of it. They last ages. You will only need one packet at a time because it does last absolutely ages. If it discolours, if it suddenly sort of gets a bit white, don't worry about that. Just carry on using it. It's just absolutely fine. I'm going to pop a little bit on there and you will see very quickly that it will start to melt, hopefully. Anyway, so I've got some black colour on here, so I'm just going to put that on there. The other colour we're going to use today without cocoa butter is this one here, which is Wonder Dust Purple. I think we've got a few left of these. I need to check actually, because this is a really nice colour to use for this. You can use it with or without the colour. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. And then the other thing we use a lot of are these for these Halloween things, and that is a set of PME square cookie cutters or cookie cutters on the brain, square plunger cutters mini. So we have got these on the site. They are 1 centimetre, a third of it, basically a 3/4 of a centimetre. Oh, that's a centimetre, 1.5 centimetres, and this one I think is half. Yeah, it is half, 1.5. So they're very small, but they make great windows. So that's what we're going to use them for. They make really good windows. So I'm going to pop that there while that continues to melt. So we've got a few colours to use for this particular one. So I've made these up in advance already. You don't have to paint the roof if you don't want to. You could just use some black sugar paste in all honesty. But there's that mini one I did. What's up there? Last week. Let me see. I've obviously hidden it in one of my special places, which is never good with me. Never tidy up for me. That's what my motto should be. I can never find anything. Right, so we're going to use this colour here, which is a lime green colour. So this is made Renshaw's Lime Green. It's a Pro Gel, and it's a very strong, bright colour. Okay, so give that a bit of a knead to start with, like so. Pop that out there, and then what we'll do is we'll begin rolling this out, put a little bit of icing sugar down so we don't end up with it stuck to the board. There we go. And we'll start rolling. On the Cake School as well, while I'm doing this, there are 3 Halloween projects that you can get involved with. There's a witch, there is a teddy with a pumpkin. What's the other one? like a quiz, isn't it? Whenever I cover this. Anyway, there are 3 cake painting projects on there, I'm telling you there are. So if you want to have a look at those, then pop over and see there. Now I'm contemplating whether I use white or black. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another bowl because I can see this turning into a problem. So let me grab another bowl on the other side of the room. And I think what we'll do is we will do it in white, otherwise just have visions that we're going to end up with so much black everywhere, it might not work. Go. Another bowl of royal icing, but this time in white. I'm just going to put that palette knife over there so I don't get muddled. You always end up grabbing the wrong bit of equipment when you're on a live. Let's turn that tap off as well while I'm here. Otherwise that's going to be trickling away in the background. Everyone will probably think it's me. So right, a little bit of royal icing. So put a little bit in there. And then I'm just going to add a tiny bit of water to it just to make sure it's a little bit softer. You hear me mixing it in the background there. I'll turn it into a bit of a glue. Like so. Right. So first thing I'm going to do, I've rolled this out quite thin because I don't need it to be particularly thick. I think if it's thick, it's going to be a bit of a nuisance. So I'm going to cut it out. When you come to do your cookies, I'm just going to give you a tip here. The gap between there and there is quite thin, so don't make your cookies too thick, otherwise you're going to struggle to get the mix out. All right, so it's got a really nice shape this, you can see it. You want to try and maintain that if you can. So, where's that brush gone? There it is. So I'm just going to take a little bit of white. I'm not saying you can't do it in black, you can if you want to. So if Halloween's on the 31st of October, I would say start making your cookies, I don't know, 10 days before, something like that. Keep them in a box, that'd be fine. Okay, so that's layer 1. And then I've got this colour here, which is violet, Colour Splash Violet. Quite a big fan of these Colour Splash colours because they're not too expensive and I think they make really nice colours. So Colour Splash is quite a nice range. We've got some of them on the site, so if you want to have a go with them. This is violet. You have to add a fair amount to get this colour, but that's okay. Again, we'll just roll that out. So I'm just getting a bit of icing sugar off that. So again, I'm not going to make it too thick, but I want to make it so I can pick it up and it's not going to sort of stretch and fall about all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to grab my cutter again, press down, give it a wiggle. Round and around. Make sure those bits there have cut through, which they have. There we go, we've got our lovely castle. It would actually, I just want to say something else about this. At some point, I'm going to turn this into a fairy castle. So if you're thinking, oh, haunted house, I don't really want to do a haunted house, this is going to make a very nice fairy castle. And also, so if you've got a, let's say you're doing a child's birthday party and you fancy doing some little gifts to take home, make some cookies, these will make very nice fairy castles. Right, so we're going back to our little plunger cutters here. Now, these work across the small and the large haunted house. So I'm going to use the largest one first, and I'm going to just press down and cut out a door. Like so. I'm just going to cut the bottom off the door there. But I'm also going to make the door a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to go up a tiny bit higher. So I've got a slightly bigger door. If you need to sort of tidy it up at all, you can. You can always get hold of a cutting, some sort of cutting tool. You know, I'm just thinking now, my cutting wheels. And if Debbie is watching from Cornelly Sugarcraft, she's going to know I've put them all in a bag, ready for a cake party we did this week, so she's going to be laughing at me. And then I'm going to go down a size to the slightly smaller one. So this is the 1 centimetre one, and just under the windows here, I'm just going to, under the roof, I'm going to just press out some of these. And then we'll do, I'm not, you can see I'm sort of tilting them a little bit because I don't really want them to be kind of too, you know, too fixed in shape. I'd like them to be a little bit sort of quirky-esque. I'm just going to flip it over. I'm just going to make it a little bit tacky on the back, a little bit for icing. Now the reason I'm not painting that directly is because I've got windows, and obviously I don't want to end up with royal icing being shown through, so it's easier for me to kind of flip it over. Then I could, if I'm clever, which of course I'm going to try, put that straight on top like that, press down, and then I'm going to flip it over. Okay, get my icing off, and then I've got it in place then. Of course, you've then got this really spooky kind of green background going on, which makes this look even more fun. I think it does anyway. There we go, we've got it all off there. Right, if you want to at this point, you can then add some Regal Purple, or you can add the Regal Purple beforehand. It doesn't really matter, but you would put that on dry, you wouldn't put that on wet. If you put it on wet, it's I think it's just easier to do it dry in this case. I'm just going to put a little bit under there. There's my kitchen roll from earlier. Put that on there. I'm trying to get it in the windows. If I just put it on there, not put too much on, you can then just make this a little bit more spooky purple if you want to. There is such a term as a spooky purple brand. This is Wonder Dust Regal Purple. Just gives it a nice kind of shimmer. I'm making up words now, I think that's what's happening. I think madness has set in finally. There we go. A little bit of Regal Purple on there. Let's put that out of the way so I don't end up spilling that everywhere. Okay. Right. Now, I mean, at this stage you could stop, you don't have to carry on, you can go, yeah, I'm happy with that. But you know me, I like to do all sorts of things with my haunted house, so we're going to go a little bit further with it, of course. So we've got cocoa butter here. Let's get a paintbrush, shall we? There are my lovely paintbrushes. Come out of hiding. What have I picked up? Number 2, that's all right. So I sell paintbrushes in sets of 5, which we use for our cocoa butter painting. They've all got numbers on them, and it really helps me to be able to tell you which number paintbrush to use when you're doing your projects. Oh, that's hot. I'm going to dip my paintbrush into there, grab some black, and we're going to make up a black paint. So then what we're going to do is just paint the roof. So I'm just going to go literally straight across like that. And so you can imagine if you're doing a pink version, let's say you want to do a pink fairy castle, or you could do a, dare I mention it, sort of a more blue, more familiar castle that one may have seen if they were in perhaps Orlando. You could do it a sort of nice bluey colour and just paint the turrets, etc., just kind of in different colours. Okay, we've got that. There we go. And then we need a slightly smaller brush. What have we got here? Maybe brush number 1 or 0, that's what I'm after. And of course every brush I pick up is a 2, of course. Yep, oh, I've got one. Excellent news. Good. That's what we like. Right, let's make sure. So go down to a smaller brush now, and then what we'll do is we'll just paint inside the windows. So again, paintbrush number 1, slightly smaller, and I'm just going to put a line straight down there. We'll do the same on that one. I think you can still see it okay, yeah. And then a line down there. Again, it doesn't matter if they're a little bit sort of wonky because it's a haunted house, so it's not exactly going to be straight. How many lines are we doing? 2, right, okay. So I'll do 1 there. And we'll do another one there. Same here. Turn the cookie towards yourself to make it a little bit easier. I know I do a thing on cookies as well. You can just do these as shapes on cakes. You know, they don't have to be biscuits. I don't want everyone to think, oh, here she is again, we're doing her cookies. You can do these on biscuits as well. And then I'm just going to do a little web, shall we? So a web we would just do, let's just do some lines coming out from there. And then we'll just do those as kind of little archways. Okay, so it's not too difficult shape. I'll try and paint the spider, but I'm just going to do a blob. So we'll do a blob at the bottom. He definitely won't have 8 legs. He will have maybe a 2 or 3. Maybe he's more of a crab than a spider, but anyway. Something like that. Okay, so that's where we are at the moment. You can see the Wonder Dust actually when I twiddle it around a bit. You can see it shining. Okay, right. Happy so far, but of course we're going to go one step further with it. So I did mention earlier that I was going to be using my other printouts that I've got for you for the snow globes. So I'm just going to cut one out and then we'll bring that in. So just give me a second while I just cut this. I don't want to put it on the cocoa butter and it's wet. So I've got this little one here which has come from the set, and then what I'm going to do is first of all, actually before I go too much further because it's easier, I'm just going to take the backing paper off. Let's do that. There we go, let's get rid of that. And then I'm just going to take some little scissors and I'm just going to cut round the edge of this, just literally round the edge of my little ghost and my pumpkin who's holding a lamp. He's actually trick-or-treating, I think. That's what he's doing. Okay, I'll turn it. Go that way. And we'll go down. Just cut around his pumpkin again at the bottom. There we go. All right. Got our little, very cute, look at that. Okay, very sweet. Right, paintbrush. And a little bit of water this time, so not royal icing, just a little bit of water. Now be careful with this because obviously you don't want to get water. So I'm just trying to work out what, there we go, right. I'm trying not to get water on this because I'll be annoyed with myself. When I'm telling you not to do it, I'm going to do it myself. So a little bit of water on the back of the cutout. And we're going to stand him by the front door, look at that. There he is, beyond cute. So we've got him with his pumpkin and his little lantern standing by the door while he's trick-or-treating. And then I'm going to get my magic stars. So this is our magic potion mix. I'm going to just tip a few out so I can see what I can get. Get my black royal icing. I'm just going to stick a few stars on. So I'll stick one there. Stick another one there, another one about there, and one up on the roof so it all makes sense. And then I'll put that one there. Ooh, a bit of blue appeared on there. That's very unhelpful. Where did you come from, eh? That's it. We'll put a little bigger star there. How about that? And then we'll put one more up on the roof. There we go. And then we've got a really fun haunted house. I'm going to hold him up. There we go, so you can see what I've done with that. So basically what I've done is I've used the haunted house cookie cutter, which is this one here. I've used, I've cut the background out, then I've put the topper over the top of it with violet, and I've used the PME square cutters, which we do have in stock, to cut out the windows and a door. You will need these to cut the windows out. If you try and do it with a knife, it'll be a nightmare. So, and these are such standard little things to have, they're worth investing in, to be honest. So we do have these if you do particularly want to have a go at this. Then I've cut out from my snow globe sheet, so my little snow globe sheet here, one of the little ghost ones that I've got down here, and I've cut round him and I've popped him on there so that he looks like he's standing outside the door doing his trick-or-treating. And then I've added some little stars just up on there just to make it more interesting more than anything else. So that's an idea for my new haunted house cookie cutter. I really quite like these. I'm a bit obsessed with these at the moment, purely because somebody said to me about having some snow globes, and of course, you know me, it never stops there, does it? It sort of escalated very quickly, because then I started to go, oh, I could do this, and all of a sudden I'm cutting them out and they're going on everything. But they are very sweet, and I'm going to show you in a minute how to do some cupcakes with these, with my favourite subject, wreaths, which Kelly always cringes every time I mention the word wreath, but I am going to show you how to do a cupcake wreath in a minute using these as well. So there's some nice little ideas there. So I'm just going to pop that down there for a second. Well, we'll try and have a bit of a mini clear up so that we're not too disorganised. Pop those back in there, because we're going to need those again in a minute. Just clear the decks a little bit. So the little square cookie cutters, little square mini PME plunger cutters for the haunted house. Lime green. When I said about, I did paint the roofs, but if you don't want to paint the roofs, you could just cut out some black sugar paste and you could put that on there instead. That's up to you, but you could do that. I'm going to move that over there a second, so I've got a tiny bit more space. There's one I made earlier, so I've made two now. Got a nice little collection going on now. You look at them en masse, they're so sweet. They are just so lovely. So if you fancy making like a treat box idea, we've had treat boxes before with Halloween. In fact, the treat box is over there. I'll go and get that in a second. We did witches' hats and all sorts of other things that we've done over the last few weeks. You can put those all together with this new cookie. Let me bring the Halloween box over so you can have a little look at that one. In fact, the mini one is in here, even better. I like that more. Perfect. So if I just move these back a second, you'll see this is the treat box that we were looking at and have made over the last few weeks. So our black cat, which is the one that we had when we went through our cats and dogs phase, we've now turned it into a black cat for Halloween, and we painted the eyes with egg yellow. There's the mini haunted house. Let me show you how much smaller it is than the big one. So there's the mini one and there's the big one. So they are quite different in size. They are available separately. Some are, some aren't. It's purely to do with how they're made. So some of them are made together and some of them are made separately. So the large haunted house is separate from the small one, and they look quite nice. You could do a whole row of these, couldn't you? I'll get a bit carried away. Those are the ghosts that we talked about earlier, and Kelly did some really lovely ones where she'd painted the ghosts holding pumpkins and things. The lovely cauldron from last year, which is the one we did last year, which we have in large and small as well. Again, we've got the cauldron mix on there, you can see it. And then this one here is the large pearls, the 7mm pearls, and we just put a dot on them and that turned those into eyeballs. We were quite pleased about that. So that turned into eyeballs because we don't want eyeballs all year round. We only need them at Halloween, which means once Halloween's passed, we don't have to have eyeballs anymore. That makes life a little bit easier. This is the Ugly Witch. So she's one of the chocolate moulds. So she's actually a chocolate lolly. And again, she is being painted with cocoa butter. So the chocolate silicone moulds, the chocolate plastic moulds for Halloween are still here. So we've got pumpkins and we've got spiders and we've got witches and we've got all sorts of bits and pieces. So check those out as well. They are all on Let's Shop. So if you are thinking, where are they? That's where they are. We talked about potion bottles earlier, so that was a potion bottle, and again we do the bottles and the labels, and they're only available in one size, so they don't fit on cupcakes, these, but they are available to do as large cookies, and they are great fun because you can cut your potion bottles out, make them whatever colour you like. This is the potion sprinkle mix, which we put down here to kind of indicate that all this green was bubbling over, and then we use the little edible prints to stick out and put on top of the potion bottles, and they come in sets of 2, these bottles, and the sheets are in half sheets, so you've got plenty of options there. The lovely witch's hat, again, which we do in large and small together. Let me get the small one from last week, or not last week, a few weeks ago. There it is. So that's the little witch hat. And again, if you're thinking, okay, well, it's only for Halloween, anybody who likes Harry Potter, that kind of thing, you could turn these into sorting hats. There are other things you can do, and Kelly and I, I'm sure, will be tipping them upside down and doing all sorts with them to work out what else we can do with these. So there are lots of ideas coming with these particular ones. This is Boo. This is our tiny little Boo cutter. Looks like that, which you can then plunge and just make a nice little word. We always said about treat boxes, you need large things and small things to make it work. If you have everything large, it doesn't work. If you have everything small, it doesn't work. You need a combination. If you have everything small, it will take you forever. We also have a test tube. So that was our test tube cookie cutter, which again, I did demonstrate on the last edition of Let's Shop. So if you're tuning in today and thinking, well, I've not seen these, they were on the last live, so you would need to go back and just have a look at those. And then the poison bottle as well, which we showed earlier, which we've got the cauldron mix coming out of, using the Wonder Dust purple as well, in order to just make that a little bit more kind of shimmery and slightly more scary, I guess. So those have been the Halloween cookie cutters for this year. So we won't be adding any more. That's it now for this year. But what we will be doing in a minute is I'm going to show you how I've used the small snow globe wreaths on cupcakes. So I'm going to show you those next. So I'm just going to put that out of the way. I'm very happy with my haunted houses. I think I'm very pleased with those this year. I think they've been quite marvellous. One would say I'm easily entertained, maybe. That's the problem. Right, okay, so we're going to do cupcakes now, because we don't want to do everything as cookies. We're going to do cupcakes. I'm just moving this chair around so I don't end up on the floor. And, oops, I've just knocked my cleaner on the floor though. Okay, so we're going to do 3 different designs using the 3 that we have got. So I've got 3 cupcakes. We'll put those down there so you can see those. There we go. Right. So let's put those forward there. We'll start at the beginning with these. And we're going to cut out, should have done these in advance really, but I didn't, so never mind. We're going to cut out 3 little discs. So there's 30 on a sheet. So if you really get carried away, you can make 30 odd cupcakes if that's what you choose to do with this sheet. Or you're decorating haunted houses with little bits of it. Just going to cut. When you're not using these, we give them to you in a bag. Please put them back in the bag and please seal them, keep them airtight so that they don't end up drying out, becoming too sticky, all of those things, because otherwise they're a bit of a nightmare to deal with. So we'll take the backing off. So for this one, all I'm going to do is just cut a circle. So I'm not going to do anything sort of flash particularly with this. Just cut round in a go round in a circle. So I'm just looking for a cutter actually. I'm always trying to do one thing one step ahead. There we go. Right, there's one, and then we'll do the next one. So we're going to do 3 different cupcakes. We're going to use 3 different colours and 3 different sprinkles. So you've got 3 or 4 different options here. So you've got lots of ideas here for you. Stay tuned. It'll be worth the wait, she says, hopefully. So just cutting off the backing paper. You can do these all in advance. You don't need to do these at the last minute. So you could have these ready. So you could have been organised, like I wasn't, and have these done. Take backing off there. Make sure you move that backing paper, otherwise someone's going to have a plastic surprise when they start eating it, which might not be kind of what they envisaged. And again, if you're having difficulties getting the backing paper off, don't pick at it, put it in the freezer just for like 30 seconds to a minute. I'd say 30 seconds probably is max, but depends on your freezer setting, and then you'll find they'll peel off with no problem. Right, okay, so that's those. Let's put my rubbish over there out the way. We are going to just put a little bit of sugar paste behind them, just to back them up a bit so they've got a bit more substance to them. I was going to say, have I got that nozzle? That one will do, I think. Normally I use a mini nifty nozzle, but I don't think I've got one here, because they're the right size for these, for cutting out circles. So use a larger nozzle. This isn't actually completely essential, but this is something that I always do. A test tube could be a candle. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I like that idea. Test tube could be a candle. Obviously, if it's a Hocus Pocus one, it would have to be a black flame candle, wouldn't it? Right, so let's use this one. I'm just going to use the back of Wilton 125, which is not quite the right size, but it will just give me something to put these on. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll take those out. And then I'll just roll them a bit more. Squash them a bit. Okay. There we go. And then we'll just stick a bit of water on those. I'll just grab the brush just to stick them on. I'm going to try and do the cupcakes all at the same time, she says, hopefully. Right, so don't put too much on there, otherwise they will, well, what you don't want to do is get water on them. So let's press that down, make sure they're stuck. There we go, so we've got 3 of those. That's good. That's that bit done. Right. And we'll take these out of the way. I think they're stuck to the table. No, we can move them. That's good. Right. Grab my... Clean that up a bit so that we can try and look like we're organised. Okay, so let's start with the ghost. So we'll do this one first. Oh, I know what I've forgotten to do. I have forgotten to make the bows. Let me do that next. Right, so because we're making wreaths, we're going to be using this mould here, which is called Tiny Decorations. Now we do actually have another bow mould, which you can use as well, but we're going to use this one here, and we're going to make 3 bows. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of icing, just pop that down there, take hold of my plastic side scraper, just take the excess off. Press that down, ping that back, little bow, nice and quick. And then we need a purple one. What other colour did I do? Orange. I wonder why there was orange paste here today. Put that in there. You do whatever bow colours you like. I was just trying to sort of stay on Halloween colours really, which is sort of purple, greens, oranges, those kinds of colours. Oh, I've gone off screen a little bit. There we go, that's a bit better. And then orange, which is this one. Again, we'll just do the same bow. I don't want to make it too complicated. I want a bit of consistency with this as well. So just take the excess off. Don't cut the silicone moulds with knives because otherwise you damage them. So there we go, we've got 3 bows now. Right, that's better, that makes a bit more sense. Right, now we can do our first one, which we're going to do, which one should we do first? We're doing the ghost. Right, so I've got sunset yellow here. So I'm going to pop that on top of there, like so. I might try and bring my camera down a little bit so you can see a bit closer. Oh, no, that way. There we go. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is I've got Wilton 18 in here, and I'm just going to actually swirl around the outside edge first. So I'm just doing little tiny swirls. Just round in a circle. Nothing too complicated. For your cookies as well, we have got some very limited Halloween treat bags left. I think there's only about 4 or 5 packets left. So if anybody particularly wants one of those, you need to be fairly quick, so they'll be gone. Around here. You've also got all weekend to place your orders, so you've got until Monday at 10 o'clock and then we will start dispatching. So if you do put more than 1 order in over the weekend, then that's fine. We'll just combine your postage and you'll only pay 1 lot of postage. So I've got 3 different colours to do this and 3 different sprinkle mixes. So there we go. Right, so that's our first one. Oops, I'm off screen a little bit, it's come down a bit. Right, so with this one we're going to put a green bow on it. So I'll stick green on there, like so. And then we're going to use our cauldron mix for this one. Again, we'll just put that down there like so, and then do this while the buttercream is still soft, because if you try and push these on when the buttercream has set, they will fall off. They'll fall off anyway because I have no ability to hold sprinkles, but you'll find that they will fall off. So use the sprinkles then to decorate the outside edge of your Halloween wreaths that you're now making. A few little orange sprinkles going on there. They're always at the bottom, they always escape. Come over there, there we go. Heads up this way a little bit. Like some more of those orange ones, but they are there, they're at the bottom. And there's some little purpley ones in there as well, small purple ones, so they can go on. Okay, so that's our first Halloween wreath. Let's do another one. So let's move that one out of the way. We can keep that one on screen. There we go. And then you'll be able to see that. So that one was done, whoops, with the cauldron mix, which is now everywhere. Of course it is. And we will move on to the next one, because I've got 3 to do. So I'll show you all 3. Might need to change nozzles a bit, but we'll see how we go. What one have I got lined up next? Right, where's my bag I set up? There it is. Right, now let's pick a nozzle. Let's go for, we'll just pick, doesn't really matter to be perfectly honest. As long as it's, what's this one? Oh, it's another Wilton 18. Oh, that's good. Good-o. Let's put that one on there. Right, let's bring another one back in. And we'll go, what should we do this time? We will do, let's do orange. So I'll put some orange on there, and then I'll put my trick or treat one on there this time. We'll put that one on there. Yep. And then again, we'll go round around the outside edge first. So again, you can use these for the mini snow globes, or you can use them for these wreath cakes, or you can cut them out and put them on your cookie cutters like I did with my haunted house one earlier. Just playing around really, playtime. So there's 30 on a sheet for these little ones, and then 8 for the big ones for the snow globes. Alright, so if you've got 30, you'll have 30 cupcakes, or you'll have 30 images that you can play around with, putting your bits and pieces on. Right, we'll use this, let's use the potion mix this time. So we'll put this one down. Okay, and we'll go, so this is the green one. This is 2 shades of green with some little white sprinkles in the bottom, which we'll get out in a second. Whoops. Ooh, there they are, they're always at the bottom. So if you tip everything out, you can get to them easily enough, because they're little, and then we can just go round putting those on. Oops, some have escaped into the middle there. Okay, that's that one. Right, put that back in. use the lids, that's what I reckon. So that's number 2. Oh, I've squashed my bow. Right, now I've unsquashed my bow now, that's better. Right, that's the 3rd one. So we're going to use another nozzle this time. Let's take the orange out. Trying to be clever here and use a bag twice, but I don't think I'm going to get away with it, so I'm going to take that out. Make sure it's safe, otherwise we might have a orange and black cookie, although it doesn't really matter, does it? I suppose if you wanted to do some two-tone ones, you could. Okay. And then we'll put this one on here. So we'll use this nozzle here, which is a Wilton 21. And then we'll put black in here. Did I put a nozzle over that one? No, I did. Okay, even better. I won't put it in that bag. I'll just put it straight over the one I've set up already. Even better. Right, let's put that one on there. Okay. And then we'll grab that one and put that on top there. So these are nice sort of fun colours, aren't they, really? They're not sort of too miserable, but I mean, you can go purple as well. There's that colour scheme. So if you wanted to put purple on here, you could. Obviously, the bigger this nozzle is, the bigger the swirls. So this one is a little bit bigger than the others, but I'm just not pushing too much icing through it. There we go. So everything I've shown today is on the website, Let's Shop Cake Live. You will need, there are just under 3 weeks till Halloween, I think it is, maybe just over. But obviously we've got to get this stuff to you. So please don't leave it till the last minute, because obviously then it panics you and it panics me as well. We'll use this last potion that we're going to use, this one here, which is the Magic Spell Mix. So again, I'm just going to tip some out onto my, I'll put some big stars in there. I'm going to go all gold actually, rather than put silver. There are silver ones in there, but I think I'm going to go all gold on this one. And then we'll put some of this blue sprinkle on as well. I'm going to tip out the rest of the large ones. There we go. There's some really nice tiny little stars on this as well, which you can put on. I don't think there's any way of stopping you getting completely covered in sprinkles, no matter what you do, to be perfectly honest. There we go. Well, you fiddle about with that for ages, pop those back in there, like so. Move those out of the way. And then I'm going to pop them in my box from what I made earlier. So I did actually make some of these all earlier, so you'll be able to see. I've done. So I'm going to pop these in and then I'll turn the camera around so you can have a little look. I'm just got to go up. Oop, there we go. All right, so I've got a nice little set there of 6 Halloween wreath cupcakes that you can make from the snow globe sheets. So again, if you didn't particularly want to make all snow globes, or you wanted these images for other things, you could actually just put them on normal biscuits if you wanted to as well. If you wanted just to use them up for various different things, they're edible at the end of the day. You could even put them on top of put them on top of your dinner, or if you want to, you know, make a spooky dinner. But there we go. So there's some cupcake wreath ideas for you for Halloween. Again, you could do them all black, you could do them all orange, you can do them all sunset yellow. It doesn't matter. You've got all sorts of different options there that you can do. So the black one is shown with the Magic Spell Mix. the cauldron mix is the one that we've used on the yellow one, and then the potion mix is the one that we've used on the orange one. So there's lots of different options there that you can use to do Halloween. And again, I have already recorded this week as a video that will be coming out later in the week. It will be very fast, it will be done in under a minute, and you'll be able to see how these are assembled. So if you've obviously watched the slower version, that's great, but sometimes people buy stuff and then they forget how to use it. So hopefully these videos will act as a to help you work out what it is that you've got to do, and they will all be posted either on my TikTok, which is at Tracy Mann Cakes, or on here as well. So you'll see them appear in a few different places. They won't be on YouTube, they will be on either of those two platforms. But that's my Halloween offerings for the year. So that's everything that we have got lined up for you for Halloween this year. So I think there's a fair amount of stuff there before we start launching into Christmas, which is now not far away, because obviously we have to do Christmas in advance of Christmas itself, so that you've got some ideas ready to go, so you know what it is that you're going to be doing. And we will have lots of new Christmassy bits coming up there. So let me come back on screen. There I am, I'm still here. So we'll just run through everything we've been through this morning, just so for anybody who's joined later on, you can go back and watch this. Once this live is complete, you'll be able to go back and watch Let's Shop, or maybe you might be watching it later on anyway. In that case, then you can join it in later on. But if you do have any comments, then you will need to get back to me, because I can only see the live comments at this time. So back to the cake school. So the cake school, where are you? There's the cake school. So the cake school, now we have got 21st of October, so that's not long. We have got this one coming out here, which is a cupcake bouquet. This is a large 30 baby shower cupcake bouquet. So this is a class that's going to be available to buy at £45, or it will be as part of Gold membership, which is £12.50 a month. If you are in either of those two categories, then that will be available for you. If you have a look at the website address, which is up there on the screen at the moment, it will show you, if you go into cupcake bouquets, your options. We've also talked about the beginners Christmas cake painting challenge. So we've got 4 Christmas designs now that are available as part of Christmas this year. Complete them all and I will give you a lovely certificate. So the idea is that we get you painting, and then once you're fully addicted, we'll give you a lovely certificate to tell you are. There is a cake painting kit that's available for this as well. So if you do want to have a go at this, we do have a specific kit which contains all the colours, the paintbrushes, the metal paint palettes, cocoa butter. So if you're starting from scratch and you want to be able to do that, then that will be available as well. We have the train, which the train is behind me. You can see it there. That's the new one there, and obviously the new winter scene as well. And these will appear shortly online. You will be able to see pictures of those coming up over the next few weeks. And also don't forget as well, for Christmas we do have a really nice table arrangement that you can make out of cupcakes. That again is another class on the cake school. So if you fancy having a go at something like that, we've got the kits to do it, but also the lovely table arrangement to make there. Nice edible table arrangement. I can't go wrong with that, I don't think. I think that's a complete winner myself. Okay, so then we talked about, so we've done that, so that's everything for that. Just make that clear that if there's anything you particularly want in terms of classes, you must go to the Cake School website page to look at, because it isn't on Let's Shop. Okay, so Let's Shop Cake Live is products, whereas the school classes on Tracy Mann Cake School is on a completely different website. So unfortunately you have to go between the two a little bit. You pay on one and then pay on another. It's just the way it's set up, because they're two separate businesses, so that's why it's like that. We went through the snow globes this morning. So we made snow globes that we've used for Halloween, which I'm pretty pleased about actually. We've got a nice little ghost. There he is. There's the ghost. So if you missed that this morning, again, it will appear as a very short video later this week. We'll go that way, it's covering me up. There we go. Whoop. Nice and close like that. So that's the snow globe. So I've just taken our standard traditional snow globe. We've got new images to go in the centre of these. We've got a ghost, we've got trick or treat, and we've got Halloween as well. And then we've decorated it with our 3 different types of sprinkles. So we've got the cauldron mix, we've got the magic spell mix, and we've got the potion mix. We then went on and did the haunted house, which I'm so happy with. I'm well happy with this. So there we go. There's the haunted house. I'm going to put it in really close. There it is. That way. There we go. Cover me up as well. So there's the haunted house with, this is the large haunted house with the little pumpkin and the ghost from the Snow Globe printout set. And then we've used a little bit of Regal Purple just to shimmer it up a bit. We did paint the roofs black, but obviously you can add some sugar paste if you prefer to do that. And then we've used like a limey green colour. So there's large and small in that, because I had that, didn't I, in the kit. So there is a large version and a small version of that. Didn't get quite so much decoration on the small one. There's not quite the space. Let's go this way. These cameras are very distracting. So I did put a bit more decor. Which way am I going? That way. A bit more decor on the big one than the small one, but you get the idea anyway. Cupcakes, cookies, or decorations for a cake as well. So it's definitely something you can cut out without the cookie background and put straight on a cake as well. You don't have to use them as cookies. We've got our potion bottles, we've got our cauldrons, we've got all the mixes that you need to put together, the potion mix labels, they're all available exactly the same as they were last year, which is this set here. And of course we have got all of our plastic moulds as well, which includes the spiders, the witch, the pumpkins, pumpkin lollies, all sorts of different things, a lot of which have been projects on my YouTube channel. So if you're thinking what's she talking about, you can have a look on my YouTube channel for October last year, and you will see a lot of those things as well. Haunted houses, we're going to turn early next year into princess castles, so you'll see those all getting pink and various other things. So, and obviously we can do lovely blue ones that represent a very nice brand that I won't mention, but you know what I mean. So you could turn those into those type of castles as well. So I was saying, if you were doing perhaps a kids party and you wanted to do some goodie bags, you could make little castles. That would be very sweet. For Halloween this year, treat boxes, ones you can hand out to local people, or you could just do cookies in a bag, those kinds of things. So lots of different ideas, all about edibles, isn't it? So those kinds of things. And then we did the cupcakes, which are still on screen at the moment. So those are the cupcakes that we did this morning, using again the little mini snow globes that we use for the snow globe cookie cutter. And then we swirled some buttercream and used our 3 different mixes, the cauldron mix, the potion mix, and the magic spell mix, which we've all put on here to make these. And again, I have recorded a video for this week, which you will see coming out on TikTok at Tracy Mann Cakes. I've just spotted, there we go, there's one of our Halloween classes from last year. So this is called Classy Witch. She's available as well. She's a black and white cake paint, which means you're only working with 2 colours, black and white. You're mixing them to get shades of grey. So this is a very interesting one to learn about shading and fine detail. So if you fancy having a go at that one, that is available on the Cake Score as well. I've just spotted that up on my thing, and I mustn't forget to point out Dracula as well. He is also another one of our cookie cutters. Bless his little heart. So he's there from last year as well. So if you do fancy having a go at Dracula, he's very sweet to do as well. That's one Kelly did last year. And again, we'll probably do another TikTok on him so you can see the little video as well. We've got Frankenstein is the upside down travel cup. So we've got our travel cup cookie cutter. If you turn him upside down, he turns very nicely into Frankenstein. And we did him 2 or 3 years on the trot. So again, the cutter is available for that. We also have a mini version of it as well. It's very small, but fits on top of a cupcake. Back to the school, and we have a Dracula cake paint. So this was the cake painting project from last year, which was Dracula. So there he is with his bats. And the bats are available to buy. They are separate sugar sheets that you can buy to put onto cakes. So if you don't want to buy the class, you can have a go with the bats. You'll find those on Let's Shop as well. Everything is on Let's Shop. All the products, everything I've talked about today is on there. You will find everything on there, including the lovely cauldrons as well, which is obviously large and small. So large for large cookies, small for cupcakes, those sizes as well. Don't forget the witches' hats. I've been forgot about the witches' hats. And then we've got, there's a little ghost cake that I made last year. The sheet's not available this year, I'm afraid, but the little ghosts that are on top on lollipop sticks are actually chocolate, and then there's a boo at the bottom there, quite a large one that's chocolate, and again that's a plastic mould that is available, and lots of purple wonder dust for this to get the nice shimmer going. The cake as well, that video I think is on YouTube, so if you want to have a look at that, you will be able to pop over there And look at that. I have thrown a lot of things at you today. There's a lot of information coming your way. So hopefully you've got a good flavour for Christmas and Halloween today. I think I've covered literally everything that I've got to talk about today. So thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget the website is there. It's open all the time. So pop over there and have a look. But just remember for Halloween particularly, we will need to get the stuff to you sooner rather than later. We're waiting for a couple of things to come in that have been 3D printed, but other than that, the orders will be moving fairly quickly this week. Get everything ready, especially if you're doing half-term things with Halloween. You'll want to get everything organised, and hopefully it's all been very helpful to you. So that concludes our Halloween presentation this year for everything Halloween. We will be putting up lots of posts over the next few weeks so you can see what's happening. I will be back in touch with when our next live will be. We have got Cake International coming up, so I will be rushing over to Cake International. So anybody who's joining me there, do please come and say hello. I will be there. I'd like to thank Nikki for putting up all the links today. Thank you very much, Nikki. I can't tell who it is because it just says Facebook user, so I'm a bit in the dark, but I know it's Nikki because she told me it was her. So thank you, Nikki, for helping me with my live today. It's really, really helpful for you. I hope we're still inspiring you with lots of your creations. Please support us and get creative, buy lots of bits and pieces and have a really nice Halloween this year. Lots of things that we can get involved with, and we're really looking forward to showing you some of the new Christmas stuff that's coming out. We've got a new teddy coming, and we have got some other very interesting different things coming this year, and of course brand new Christmas jumper designs for our cookie cutter, of course, because that's very important. We've got to have new jumpers every year, haven't we? And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Getting yourself a nice new Christmas jumper. So any questions, do please get in touch. Website's open now. Please go ahead and have a good look. Any orders placed between now and Monday, we will combine them if you place more than two orders. Don't forget there's two sites. So there's Tracy Mann Cake School for all the classes, and then there is Let's Shop Cake Live for all the products, which is everything that I have shown you this morning. So thank you very much for joining you. I'm going to see my daughter. There she is. Great fun. Thank you, Kelly, who's back visiting from the Netherlands. So I'm now going to go home and get my mandatory hugs that I'm due now that she's left home. And I will see you all again soon. Don't forget as well, when we put up the event post, make sure you mark going or interested, because that is going to mean Facebook will prompt you. So sometimes when you see these posts come up, you go, oh, I must remember that. If you click going or interested, Facebook's going to remind you, even if it's after the event, it will have still reminded you, and you will be able to go back and watch this afterwards. So again, you'll be able to watch it on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch it on here. So thank you very much for joining us. Take